Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quick Break Games, and we're playing some Lego Party because this past week we got a brand new update for the game. This is patch 1.3, and we're going to be checking out all of the major new features that were added by developer SMG Studio in this latest update. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing we're going to check out is if you navigate down to the wardrobe section here in the main menu, they've actually added some new minifigures for purchase. So if you go to the minifigure shop, there's some new minifigures to buy using the carrot currency that you get just by playing through the game. I'm not entirely sure which ones are new and which ones are old. I haven't really bought much from the shop, but there are some new ones in here. Also, you'll notice there's a non-customizable icon that shows up on certain characters, so if a character can't be customized, you'll now get that little notification, which is pretty nice. That didn't exist before, so now the game tells you beforehand that you can't customize that particular character. And speaking of customizing your character, they've also added over 250 new parts to customize them with. So that's all the updates with the wardrobe. So the next thing we're going to do is hop into a regular local play lobby and show off the fact that they added back the easy difficulty option for the CPUs. So this was available at launch, then they temporarily removed it in the last update, but now it's back. So now we have easy difficulty, normal difficulty, hard, and the new expert difficulty that was added in the last update back in November of 2025. So there's 4 options now. And now that easy's back, that's going to be a great option, especially for playing with younger gamers, so they won't have too much of a challenge playing up against the easy CPUs. So we're going to create a lobby here with an easy, a normal, and a hard CPU just to see how they kind of compare in a few different mini games. Now we're just going to jump into the minigame game mode because most of the changes in this update revolve around the different minigames, and you'll notice right away that there's a new random option there available in the top left. So as you might expect, when you click that, it'll give you a random minigame of the 60 available in the game. So that's pretty cool. I got Slug It Out here on my first try. And Slug It Out is actually one of the 20 minigames that they've given new levels to. So developer SMG Studio is claiming there's over 130 new levels available for these minigames, and we're going to look into that here in just a second. But also, here on the results screen, they've fixed a bug, so apparently you could like punch other players out into a void before this update during this results screen here. So here I'm punching some of the CPU players. I'm trying to punch them off screen, and apparently it sent them into some sort of a void. I don't think I ever experienced that, but that has now been corrected in this patch. You can see I'm trying to do it, and they're not getting punched into a void or anything like that, so that has been fixed. So now we're going to jump into Carve It Up, I believe is what this one's called. This is like the snowboarding one where you're snowboarding down a mountain. You have to avoid the different tree obstacles. And this one seemed like completely different in terms of the level layout. So you're going to notice there's now some paths that are like completely blocked off that I don't think I ever experienced before back when I played this game heavily around launch. So we're kind of snowboarding down here. I'm the red character at the bottom. And you're going to notice here as we get towards the end, there's like entire pathways like right there that are blocked off by trees, and definitely adds some challenge to this game mode. And you can't really predict, which pathway is going to be blocked off, so it kind of adds an element of randomness to this mini game. So here you can see the right path is completely blocked off. There was no way I could really know that going down the hill, but still I was able to beat all of the different CPU opponents there. Another minigame that's received new levels is the dance-off minigame. So I believe before you would always have the exact same notes coming down the screen each time you played the minigame, so eventually you could kind of memorize it and perfect it. Whereas now I think they've added several new layouts, so the notes that I'm playing here are completely different than what they used to be. So I definitely like that they added more variety to the dance-off minigame. Flouncing Fishies is another one of the 20 minigames that's received brand new level layouts. So you can see in this layout, there's not any obstacles on the left side of the arena. It's only on the right side. There's those 5 green obstacles. So yes, there are some unique layouts for Flouncing Fishies as well. Next, we're checking out Grapple and Go, and yes, this is another one of the 20 minigames that's received new level layouts. That's always good to see, but also, this is a turn-based minigame, and for these turn-based ones, previously, when a CPU player was doing their turn, you'd have to just sit there and wait for them to play out their turn and just watch the whole thing, whereas now they've added a new option to where you can skip the CPU player's turn. So here's where player 2 is taking their turn, and you can notice on the bottom right hand corner of the screen it says hold to skip CPU, so you can just hold that and it'll skip right to the next player, which is really big. This is a huge time saver, especially when you're grinding all of the different challenge zones and trying to level up. Now you're going to be able to skip right past all the CPUs, which is going to save you a ton of time. This might be my favorite addition in this update. Now this is the Aim to Please minigame, so I wanted to show this one just because it's another turn-based minigame. So again, you can skip the CPU player's turns now, saving a lot of time, but also the expert difficulty apparently was kind of unfair in this minigame last time, so now they've adjusted the expert difficulty here to where they will now play appropriately. And speaking of the expert difficulty on this stop, drop, and side scroll minigame, I believe is what it's called, the expert difficulty before this couldn't finish the course, like they would just always fail, apparently. I think I actually tested this one in my video for the November 2025 update, and the expert did lose, and now they've fixed that, so now the expert difficulty CPU can now finish the course. There you can see he came in third on my game, so now they have fixed that. So yeah, those are all the major changes that they made here in patch 1.3 for LEGO Party. Here I'm playing the Feeling Golfy minigame. This is another one of the 20 minigames that's received new level layouts. So I restarted this one and I did get a completely different layout, which is really cool that they added kind of more replayability to each of these minigames. If you do want to see the full patch notes and the list of all 20 minigames that have received new levels, you can check the link in the description to read through that. And then lastly, in this update, they did make a lot of performance improvements, like the minifigures now load much faster in the lobby, and I just noticed in general, like everything just stutters way less, like just all the menus just feel a lot more snappy, so they definitely have optimized the game quite a bit more. The one thing that I'm not really a fan of in this update is that they have sort of censored Ted Talker and Paige Turner. In the patch notes it says, Ted and Paige got a formal warning about some of their jokes. They will be less mean-spirited from now on. So apparently only about 10 or so of their lines have been removed. I guess these were the more savage lines where they would kind of make fun of the players and things like that. I think that's hilarious when the hosts kind of attack the different players, but I guess maybe some of the younger kids were taking offense to that, so they removed it. But hopefully in a future update they can just make it a toggle in the options, sort of like how right now you can toggle whether the hosts talk or not. Why not just add a toggle to whether they want to be more offensive or not? I think that would be pretty cool for the older players playing this game. Anyway, those are my thoughts on patch 1.3 for LEGO Party. Let me know in the comments below if you checked this update out yourself. Like this video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if not, subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.